double funeral is something when you go to a funeral for a person without any remains. But 6, 7 months, a year later, they find a teaspoon of DNA somewhere 4 or 5 blocks away from the actual impact site. And that's your loved one. And what do? All of those wounds that started to heal, just when you think you processed your life back together again, what happens? You got to go through the whole funeral process again. Have you any idea the pain? To rip open those scabs and those wounds all over again, tearing your life asunder. Now that's worse than the first time. This mosque, to actually do this and build this mosque on their ashes, would be their 3rd funeral. I don't have a 3rd one in me, and I know these people here certainly don't either. So I am begging our mayor, Mayor Bloomberg, who made a promise to the construction workers 4 months after those attacks when we rebuilt the Winter Garden back to its pristine state. He was there with Giuliani and Pataki, and he looked at me and I said, Mr. Mayor, he was mayor by this time. I said, Mr. Mayor, please. He said, don't worry, Andy. We're going to build this right back up to its former glory. And even today, almost a decade later, we still do not have anywhere near the shape it should be in. Meanwhile, we've managed to build Yankee Stadium. We managed to build Goldman Sachs headquarters. We managed to build all of Bloomberg's buildings. Yet the World Trade Center, they plant a few trees, and all of a sudden all the power brokers get together and slap each other on the back and what a great job they've done. I think it's disgraceful. Now, Iman Raouf. Here's a very swarthy character. I wasn't buying his whole Arabian Sean Connery routine. Okay, to me this guy was bad news. And as we're finding out, and as this whole process goes on, we're just revealing more and more things about the man. And so far, none of it is good. Sharif Al-Gamal, another character with a record, soliciting prostitution, being arrested for beating somebody into the hospital. This is the type of men that are going to take on a project such as this. And their money man, Hisham Al-Zanati, who was busted for over $300,000 in Medicare fraud. Why are we talking? These are the people, these are the interfaith representatives? These are the people that's going to heal the city? Are they kidding me? Now, I lost somebody very special that day. I met her when I was 14 years old. She was the light of my life. When she smiled, she could power this whole entire city. Her name was Jody. Everything I do for her.
Racists out! Honor the victim!
Sharice, racist!
No racist!
Please don't answer this.
Immigrants are welcome here!
Now, I'd like to leave you one more thought regarding the mosque itself.
Shut up, you fool! Shut the hell up! Shut up!
I know, listen, people are very passionate. There's one more thing that I need you press people to realize. The Ground Zero Mosque right now has been deemed a hazardous building. Okay? On the outside of the building, you will see the icon of a square with a slash through it. That means, and Tim will tell you, that building is a hazard. Firemen, trained professionals, are not allowed to enter that building unless you're there to save a life. Meanwhile, they have their worshipers going into that building, risking their very lives. And then when I looked at the building departments, there's no work permits. After the landing gear came through, crashing through the roof of that building, completely interrupting the whole integrity of the building, there was no work permits filed to do these repairs. So now you have both buildings on either side risking their safety and the mosque itself. How did they get certificates to occupy this building when you have no work permits that need to be approved by an engineer and an architect? And believe me, I'm in construction 30 years. You don't build a birdhouse without getting permits cleared by an engineer, an architect. You got to grease the inspector. So I find it stunning that they're allowing people to go into that building and pray, risking their very lives. The fix is in. So, folks in New York, reporters, media, you're the most important player in this one. They're shutting us down. We really need you guys. Please, get the word out there.